In the ever-evolving landscape of health and wellness, few nutrients have captured public interest quite like vitamin D, often referred to as the sunshine vitamin. It has become a cornerstone in discussions about bone health, immune function, mental well-being, and even chronic disease prevention. Yet, beyond the headlines and popular supplements lies a fascinating story of how this essential nutrient interacts with the human body, how long it lingers, and what happens when we overdo it. As researchers continue to uncover more about its role in our lives, the narrative around vitamin D is growing richer, more complex, and increasingly relevant to everyday health. Vitamin D is not just another supplement. It's a hormone precursor that plays a crucial role in regulating calcium and phosphate levels in the blood, which are vital for maintaining strong bones and teeth. But its influence extends far beyond skeletal health. It supports the immune system, helps regulate mood, and may even impact cognitive function and cardiovascular health. The way it works within the body is nothing short of remarkable. Unlike many other vitamins, vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning it can be stored in the body's fatty tissues and used when needed. This unique characteristic allows it to persist in the body for weeks or even months after the last dose, unlike water-soluble vitamins such as vitamin C, which are quickly excreted in urine if not immediately used. The journey of vitamin D through the body begins the moment it enters. Whether it comes from sunlight exposure, dietary sources, or supplementation, it must first be processed by the liver and kidneys to transform into its active form. This conversion is essential because only in its active state can vitamin D exert its full biological effects. Once activated, it circulates in the bloodstream, binding to receptors in various organs and tissues, influencing everything from cell growth to inflammation control. Its ability to act on multiple systems makes it a key player in overall health and longevity. But here's where things get particularly interesting. How long does vitamin D actually stay in the body? The answer isn't straightforward, but it offers valuable insights into how the body manages this important nutrient. For most people, consistent supplementation over several weeks is necessary to build up to optimal levels. In cases of deficiency, it may take 4 to 6 weeks to begin seeing improvements, and in more severe cases, up to 12 weeks of regular intake may be required. This slow but steady process reflects the body's careful regulation of vitamin D levels, ensuring they remain balanced without sudden spikes or drops. One of the reasons vitamin D can linger in the body for so long is due to its fat-soluble nature. When consumed, whether through food or supplements, it dissolves in fat rather than water. This means it doesn't pass through the digestive tract quickly. Instead, it is absorbed along with dietary fats and then transported to storage sites throughout the body. These storage sites include adipose tissue, where it can remain for extended periods. This is why even a single high-dose supplement can still be detected in the body weeks later. It also explains why people who stop taking vitamin D may see their levels decline gradually rather than drop off abruptly. This ability to store vitamin D is both a benefit and a potential risk. On one hand, it allows the body to maintain stable levels of the nutrient, even during times when intake is low, such as in the winter months when sun exposure decreases. On the other hand, it also means that excessive supplementation can lead to dangerous accumulations. While vitamin D toxicity is rare, it is a serious condition that occurs when too much of the nutrient builds up in the body over time. Symptoms can range from nausea and vomiting to confusion, kidney damage, and even life-threatening complications. Understanding the delicate balance between deficiency and excess is critical for anyone considering long-term supplementation. The importance of monitoring vitamin D levels cannot be overstated. Given how long it stays in the body, regular blood tests are necessary to ensure levels remain within a healthy range. Too little, and the body may struggle to absorb calcium properly, leading to weakened bones and an increased risk of fractures. Too much, and the body can experience a toxic overload, with harmful consequences for the heart, kidneys, and nervous system. Finding the right balance requires careful attention to diet, lifestyle, and medical guidance. Another intriguing aspect of vitamin D is its relationship with the skin and sunlight. Sunlight, specifically ultraviolet B, UVB, rays, triggers the production of vitamin D in the skin. This natural process is highly efficient and provides a free, accessible source of the nutrient for those living in sunny climates. However, factors such as geographic location, season, time of day, and skin pigmentation can all influence how much vitamin D the body can produce through sun exposure alone. In regions with limited sunlight, especially during the colder months, relying solely on sun exposure may not be sufficient to meet daily needs. Dietary sources of vitamin D also play a role, though they are relatively limited. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are among the richest natural sources. Egg yolks, fortified dairy products, and certain plant-based milks also contribute small amounts. For individuals who follow vegetarian or vegan diets, obtaining enough vitamin D from food alone can be challenging, making supplementation a common necessity. However, the effectiveness of dietary intake depends on several factors, including the presence of dietary fats to aid absorption and the overall composition of the meal. Beyond the basics of intake and storage, there are numerous factors that can influence how vitamin D functions within the body. Body composition, for instance, plays a significant role. People with higher body fat percentages may store more vitamin D, but this doesn't always translate to higher blood levels. In fact, some studies suggest that excess fat can make it more difficult for the body to access stored vitamin D, potentially leading to lower circulating levels despite adequate storage. This highlights the complexity of the relationship between body composition and vitamin D status. Metabolism is another variable that affects how long vitamin D remains active in the body. Individuals with faster metabolic rates may process and eliminate vitamin D more quickly, while those with slower metabolism may retain it for longer periods. This variation underscores the importance of personalized approaches to vitamin D supplementation, as what works for one person may not be suitable for another. Factors such as age, sex, and genetic predispositions can also influence how the body absorbs, stores, and utilizes vitamin D. Medical conditions further complicate the picture. Liver and kidney diseases, which are responsible for converting vitamin D into its active form, can significantly impair its function. Similarly, gastrointestinal disorders that affect fat absorption, such as Crohn's disease or celiac disease, can reduce the body's ability to utilize dietary sources of vitamin D effectively. In these cases, supplementation may be necessary, but it must be carefully managed under medical supervision to avoid complications. Medications can also interact with vitamin D in unexpected ways. Some drugs, such as corticosteroids and anticonvulsants, can interfere with vitamin D metabolism, either by accelerating its breakdown or reducing its effectiveness. Others, like statins and certain cholesterol-lowering medications, may influence vitamin D levels indirectly by affecting liver function or altering fat metabolism. These interactions highlight the need for close collaboration between healthcare providers and patients when managing vitamin D supplementation, especially in individuals with chronic health conditions. The connection between vitamin D and the immune system is another area of growing interest. Research suggests that vitamin D plays a regulatory role in immune function, helping to modulate both innate and adaptive immunity. It appears to support the body's ability to defend against infections while also preventing excessive inflammation that can contribute to autoimmune diseases. This dual action makes vitamin D a potential ally in the fight against conditions ranging from respiratory infections to inflammatory bowel disease. However, the exact mechanisms by which vitamin D influences immune responses are still being explored, and more research is needed to fully understand its role in immune health. Mental health is yet another domain where vitamin D is gaining attention. Studies have linked low vitamin D levels to an increased risk of depression, seasonal affective disorder, and other mood-related conditions. While the evidence is still emerging, the possibility that vitamin D may help regulate neurotransmitters and brain function is intriguing. Some researchers believe that vitamin D's anti-inflammatory properties could play a protective role in mental health, particularly in conditions characterized by chronic inflammation. However, the relationship between vitamin D and mental health is complex, and more clinical trials are needed to establish clear guidelines for supplementation in psychiatric care. As the scientific community continues to unravel the mysteries of vitamin D, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: this nutrient is far more than just a tool for building strong bones. Its influence spans multiple systems in the body, touching on everything from immunity to cognition. The fact that it can be stored for weeks or even months adds another layer of complexity to its role in health and disease. It also raises important questions about how best to manage vitamin D levels in different populations, especially in light of rising concerns about deficiency in modern societies. In today's world, where sedentary lifestyles, indoor work environments, and limited sun exposure are the norm, vitamin D deficiency has become a global health issue. Public health officials and researchers are working to address this challenge through education, policy changes, and targeted interventions. From promoting outdoor activities to reformulating food products with added vitamin D, efforts are underway to ensure that people receive adequate amounts of this essential nutrient. At the same time, healthcare providers are being encouraged to routinely screen for vitamin D levels and provide appropriate recommendations based on individual needs. For consumers, the message is clear: vitamin D is a vital part of overall health, but it requires thoughtful management. Whether you're choosing to rely on sun exposure, diet, or supplements, understanding how long vitamin D stays in your body and what factors influence its activity is essential. By staying informed and working closely with healthcare professionals, individuals can take proactive steps to maintain optimal vitamin D levels and enjoy the many benefits this powerful nutrient has to offer. The story of vitamin D is one of resilience, adaptability, and profound impact on human health. Its ability to be stored in the body for extended periods sets it apart from other nutrients, allowing it to serve as a buffer against fluctuations in intake and environmental conditions. Yet, this same property also demands caution, as overconsumption can lead to serious health risks. As research continues to evolve, so too will our understanding of how to harness the power of vitamin D in the most effective and safe ways possible. For now, the key takeaway is simple: vitamin D is not just a supplement, it's a dynamic, multifaceted nutrient that deserves our attention, respect, and ongoing exploration. And there you have it, the full story of vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin that does far more than just keep your bones strong. From its fascinating ability to linger in the body for weeks or even months, to its role in supporting everything from immune function to mental health, vitamin D is truly a powerhouse nutrient. Understanding how long it stays in your system, what affects its absorption, and how to maintain optimal levels is key to making the most out of this essential vitamin. Whether you're relying on sun exposure, diet, or supplements, it's important to approach vitamin D with balance and awareness, because too little can lead to deficiency, while too much can tip the scales into toxicity. As science continues to uncover new layers of how vitamin D interacts with our bodies, one thing remains clear: it's not just another supplement. It's a vital component of overall wellness, deeply intertwined with our physical and mental well-being. So next time you reach for a vitamin D pill or step outside into the sunlight, remember, you're not just filling a gap in your nutrition. You're fueling a complex, dynamic process that supports your health in ways you may never have imagined. If you found this video informative and engaging, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on more deep dives into the science behind what we eat, how we feel, and why our bodies work the way they do. Thanks for watching.